Good evening, everyone, and welcome once again to the place to be each and every Sunday night, where once again, one thing I forgot to update was the damn graphic, and I'm going to see if this button works. Yeah, it works okay. Look at that, folks. Season 30 of Sunday Night Lights. That's right, 30 times we've done the big dance each and every Sunday night, and tonight we're here for round one from Oulton Park, Season 1, 2023. Not quite at 2023 yet, but we are at Season 1. I'm your host, Alex McKellar, and joining me, as always, is the chaotic one himself, Mr. Corey Steinhauser. Corey, welcome back to Season 30, bigger and brighter than ever.
Absolutely, Alex, and we're kicking it off with a bang, a 55-80 strength of field for the first race of the season. Definitely nothing to sneeze at. A lot of big names out in attendance for this race, and should be an absolutely cracking one to set off our 30th season doing this.
Yeah, mate, hoping so. Let me do this one. I was going to start running through our calendar, our rogues gallery of folks, and I'll do that one so that I can. All right, let's stick this one on here. Well, out of practice, folks. There it is, Mr. Tim Hendrickson for Team Torpedo. There he is, the young man who's been setting the world on fire. Did some amazing work this week, lightning fast. Car number one comes in. If he does all right here tonight, he cracks 8K I rating. Not a bad effort. Speaking of not bad efforts, cracking 7K for the first time this week, Dimitri Philippides, the international man of mystery himself, comes in as car number two. Car number three, yet to take the grid, is Christian Perez, returning champion from seasons past. We'll grab a look at him when we can. But speaking of returning, oh, sorry folks, I think, can you even hear me? I think you can hear me. I don't know. Anyway, I'm hoping people can hear me because my OBS has changed. Anyway, we'll see how we go. Sam Devantier, the cowboy himself, is here. He's back for Speedy Snails once again. Car number five, Brett McBurney for McFlabby Racing. He is the leading ANZ driver in the field. Oh, beg your pardon, Sam Devantier. It's been such a long time. He's number five and he's leading ANZ driver. Dario Fatini joins us once again for what I think is about his third season in a row, if not his fourth. The FPM Cube Controls driver. Dennis Johansson, the Great Dane, in the Doggo-mobile. He is car number 7 here tonight. Luke Whitten, Team Milo's own, is yet to take the grid or take the track. Captain 499, Mr. Neil Gardner, for ANZ, is out there having a crack as well. And Alex Steenbruggen makes his, what will now be a regular appearance in the top split. And he, after making his debut last season, he starts car number 10, Corey.
That's exactly right, Alex. And unfortunately, actually, Luke Whitten has dropped out of the server upload packet loss. So hopefully he'll be able to get back in. But coming in as our 11th plated car, it is the King Clown himself, Vasco Sorosky for Oz NZ. Great to see Vasco back out there and at a 5.1K I rating. Got Tim Bertie as the 12th plated car from DEATCH. It's great to see Tim out there. Ryan Chenoweth, absolutely going to be out here to impress. He had a really strong showing in the warm-up race as our 13th plated car here for tonight. We've got Joachim Osbeck from Scandinavia as our 14th plated car. Mark Lay, the apprentice clown, I'm going to dub him, since he's only still fairly new into the clown corps, from the Asia Club as our 15th plated car. And wrapping up the field, Alex, Team Milo's Donald Savinel squeezing in with a 4.2 I rating, just making the cut as our 16th plated car.
Wow, with a 55-80 odd strength of field, that's what it takes, folks, to get into the top split on a night like tonight. Very good for Donald. Great to see him out there, as we might chuck back the quality stuff back on the screen. Hendrickson's done his first lap. He's set the world not so as light as we thought we might see. He's at a 42.4. Was in the 41s on his first lap last time round. In the warm-up race, I should say. Perez is out on track now. Team Astro racer. He's one to watch, of course. Is pretty good in everything, everywhere. Just not seen him race too much this week, although I've seen him post a couple of results, so watch out for Mr. Perez. Swarovski now shedding his qualifying woes through the week. He's car number 11, if you can believe it, with a 5100 I rating, but he's dropped it in on the front row provisionally, Corey.
Yeah, absolutely, Alex. It's great to see Vasco up there. You know, we don't get to see him being up towards the front often enough, as he's just making his way around the Kickerbrook, or Knickerbrook, and making his way up past Clay Hill and the Water Tower, as he's about to finish off his second lap here, but I think there's a couple of guys that are still ahead of him on track finishing laps. I did also notice, Alex, that Joachim Osbeck won't be getting a second lap in here. He made a big mistake in turn one, spat it off sideways, and definitely ruined his chance of getting a quicker lap in.
Oh, Johansson sets a purple sector mid-lap, drops it on the front row. What's Swarovski got? As Brett McBurney only managed to hang on to the second row. Swarovski goes back up onto the front row. Who's left out there to challenge him? Devantia can't get him. It's Lay and Chenoweth. Neil Gardner drops up to 11th. Mark Lay coming through the final corner there, or the penultimate corner at Lodge, through Deer Leap now. Beautiful undulations and elevation changes on this track, a really strong characteristic. Mark Lay. Oh, Chenoweth, who's been on fire this week, drops it inside the top 10. And that, folks, is about... Oh, no, Perez has still got to run. He's partway through his lap, Corey.
Yeah, another person who's back out on track is also Luke Whitten in the 8 car, although I think he's going to be struggling for time here. He might be able to squeeze one lap in, as he's just started his lap now, but he's definitely got a big fight ahead of him trying to just get one lap in, Alex.
Yeah, 100%, mate. He might just be running the car in now that he's made the serve. At least he's there. He's quick too. Well, goes without saying at a joint like this, in a race like this, I should say, with this quality of field. As up the hill we go once again, up Clay Hill, through the Water Tower on the run to Druids now. Beautiful characteristic corner of this circuit. Double right-hand apex. Fourth gear in these cars for the brave of heart. As into the final corner, or sorry, the penultimate corner. I keep forgetting Deer Leap. Lodge now comes. One Christian Perez with a purple penultimate sector. What's he got here? He's done a 42-1 to beat. No, did not improve his second lap, or his first. Oh, he did. I beg your pardon. The time came in late. He's done a 42-3. I have my numbers back to front, which bumps Swarovski to the second row next to the Great Dane. Dennis Johansson, Corey. Could be fireworks all round. Looking forward to what's going to happen for the big one here tonight.
Yeah, absolutely, Alex. This is massively stacked, just top 6 in itself. And it's even got a sprinkling of 3 Aussies in it as well to make things just that little bit extra interesting. So it's definitely the case of Australia versus Europe at the moment.
Oh,
that front row, Henderson and Perez, definitely going to be hard to beat.
Oh, Whitten just missed out. He was coming on the home straight and couldn't quite get it done. Anyway, let's check out the grid for round 1. Team Torpedo, Sim Hendrickson with a 42-1. Drops it on pole for the opening round, just ahead of Christian Perez for Astro Racing Team, about a 10th and a half behind. Vasco Swarovski, so long, sitting on the front row, gets bumped down to start out of 3rd, alongside the Great Dane. Dennis Johansson. Sam Devantia for Speedy Snails comes back to life. I'm going to call him the John Farnham of Skippy Racing. He's had more retirement tours than anyone else. And alongside him will be the other ANZ driver inside the front 3 rows, McFlabby Racing's Brett McBurney. Dario Fratini starts out of 7th tonight for FPM Cube Controls. Alongside him, one of the old stages of the Skippy community, back amongst it, Tim Birdie. Great to see him back out there starting from 8th. Team Baracus. Alex Steenbruggen. I'm sorry, Alex. That's how I pronounce it. He starts out at 9th. Ryan Chenoweth for Goose Juice Racing starts out at 10th. He's had great pace here. Be interested to see if he can move forward. Young Mr. Chenoweth. Dimitri Filippidis, international man of mystery, starts out of 11th. Alongside him, the other clown in the field, Mark Lay. As we go the page, 13th off the grid will be Neil Gardner for ANZ. 14th, Donald Sabinoff for Team Milo. Joachim Osberg starts out at 15th, just ahead of the only person not set a time, which of course was Luke Witten. Corey, we have a series of laps ahead of us. The racing here has been spectacular this week. You want to lay any early wagers, mate?
Oh, I'm not sure, Alex. Tim Hendrickson has been showing a lot of pace, so it's going to be hard to look past him as the red lights mean rev. We're about to get underway for season 30, round number 1 at Oulton Park. We are off and racing as Fred the Flag Marshal is vigorously waving his flag at the end of the pit lane there. Off into turn 1 we go, and Tim Hendrickson already out to a bit of a commanding lead. There's a bit of hip and shoulder between Johansson and Sorowski.
Straight away, Sorowski's been manhandled, and he's now at the tail end of the field, and he will be fuming. That's assuming he doesn't even have any damage. Meanwhile, Devantia now has taken full advantage of that, and he's gone through into 3rd position, and McBurney has gone through sporting some kind of new livery. Is McBurney. He tends to change his livery every season in my experience, but I'll tell you what that's done. I've got to tell you, Hendrickson and Perez, they're gone. Those two, they're off to the races. If Perez can hang on, and that's saying something about Hendrickson's pace, because he's been on fire here, Hendrickson. Perez is absolutely a class in every field. It's whether or not he can hang on, though. The draft here is pretty powerful. It'll be interesting to see what Hendrickson can do with Perez in the late, or the other way around, particularly. And I saw some big smoke in the background as well. Sabanel's gone up the back as well. I might grab a quick replay before we come back. Oh, the 2 Milo cars. Oh, he's got a nudge from Witten coming through, and that's tragedy for the 2 Milo cars, Corey.
Yeah, absolutely, Alex. We don't want to see any civil war between teammates, but I guess it did kick off early for those two as Luke Witten. We know he's one of the more tenacious drivers out there. He's certainly just trying to work his way through the field and not meaning to get into his teammate, but unfortunately that is a part of racing, as Vasco Sorowski has actually gone into the pit lane, Alex.
Yeah, I wondered. The hip and shoulder has done wonders for his suspension, or not, rather. As Philippides and Chenoweth. Philippides hung out to dry around the outside of 3, down there at the Cascades, and Chenoweth really stamping his authority through there, and showing all the hard work that he's done is starting to pay off as he starts to have a look at Steenbruggen in front of him, and in fact almost forces the mistake. A lot of tyre smoke in there. The front inside right prone to locking through that well cambered hairpin down at Shell corner. Meanwhile, back up front, that hip and shoulder has really changed the nature of this race. Turn 1 it was, and Hendrickson and Perez away. It's this time side by side, Johansson and McBurney. Johansson seeds a corner there at the 4th gear kink at Knickerbrook. Really, there are quite a number of amazing corners here. You start at turn 1, you go to the kink out the back here, or even turn 3 down through the Cascades is a challenge in of itself. You come through Knickerbrook into the penultimate corner at Lodge. There's so many places to look here. It's a fantastic skippy track, Corey.
Oh, absolutely, Alex. It's just a fantastic track in general. I enjoy racing just about everything around here, as long as I know how to drive the car, of course. As a side-by-side goes McBurney and Johansson once more coming across the line. It looks like Johansson actually just has his nose ahead at the moment, but McBurney has that inside line, which will give him the advantage here in turn 1, or the old hole corner as it is more commonly known as. Still side-by-side they're going, and down through Denton's into the Cascades, and this time DJ takes the advantage and takes over the 3rd position, but he runs wide. He runs wide, and now here comes McBurney trying to serve him back. He's going to have the inside line for the island bend, but it could turn into the outside for the Shallows corner, Alex.
Yeah, mate, there's a couple of pockets of excitement, as sadly I see Sorowski in the pits once again. I think he's had another... Oh, look at the big lockup I was talking about at the front inside. That Shell corner, and perfect example there from McBurney as this tertiary pack now. Can't call it the second pack. These guys are racing just as hard as the guys in front of them. There's a bit of a gap now. It's about 2.5 seconds nearly. Chenoweth on the front of this pack, the Wildlife Warrior, leading from Mark Lay, who's up 3 positions, taking full advantage of the work he's put in this week. As we check in with our leaders, they're sedately running fastest laps, low 42s. This pairing up here. Meanwhile, behind, the action is hot and heavy. Hansen leading the secondary pack here. Behind him, McBurney, who's up a couple from the start. One of them at the expense of his club compatriot, at least, ANZ driver Vasco Swarovski, who race was over at turn 1. Corey, but this second pack certainly showing what the racing here at this track is all about.
Oh, absolutely, Alex. And Dario Frattini actually called this before the race. I saw in the text chat that the drivers have access to, that he was calling for pockets of excitement to begin with. And it's not quite pockets just yet. We still have 3 solid groups of cars, but it could very quickly divulge into pockets if just one person in any of these packs makes a mistake.
I reckon 3s counts as pockets, mate. I'm going to give it the official hashtag pockets of excitement. I think they've earned it. As Chenoweth now leads this tertiary pack, it's 6 odd cars deep there with Ozpek on the back in 14th. You got the front 2 off to the races, dare I say. They're out to a 3.5 second lead. From the second pocket here, we've got a string of 5 cars led by the Great Dane, and rounded out by one Tim Bertie, who almost looks like he might be struggling to hold on there, Corey.
He definitely does look like that, Alex, as the 4 in front of him definitely starting to pull away here. And I also just want to draw attention back to Tim Hendrickson real quick. He did a 1:42.1 undrafted, Alex. He is absolutely flying right now.
Absolutely, mate. If he had better conditions too, I got to tell you, it's not unheard of to see sub 41s. That's how quick these guys have been going this week. But conditions not with us for fast laps, but they're here still for good racing as McBurney leads Johansson through Deer Leap once again. Lodge. I get those 2 mixed up all the time. I keep thinking this last one here at Deer Leap's not really a corner, but it is. And it can actually decide the races side by side. Johansson does the manoeuvre through turn 1 again. He really forces McBurney off the road there. There was nothing left of track on the outside there. It was either run on the grass or run into me. That's how it went through there at turn 1. Johansson now looking to come back at McBurney, who, despite being forced wide, because of the extra speed you carry through the wider arc on the corner, you get extra exit speed, and then of course the inside in through Cascades, as Johansson though comes back through the kink at Island Bend, now through the hairpin at Shell, and gets the re-overtake back done again. But I don't know, Corey, the elbows certainly seem to be out, and I'm not sure if it's quite the time yet, as we're only sort of through the mid stages of lap 5.
Yeah, that's exactly right, Alex. The way DJ is driving right now is incredibly aggressive, which we do come to know from DJ is pretty much his default style. But it's probably going to be a bit of a hassle, especially if anyone's on his outside for turn 1, because we've already seen one car have to exit stage left from the race because of it. And I think if he keeps that up, like if anyone's on his outside there in turn 1, we might see 1 or 2 more have the same fate.
You never know. I've just spotted Steenbruggen have an incident, and I think it was through turn 1. Let's see what we got here. Oh, he's just let the rear go through turn 1. I'm not sure if he just had a bit too much speed on entry there for running so close to the car in front, which was Chenoweth, if I'm not mistaken, and that's put Steenbruggen out of this front, or the tertiary pack at least, where he was. As we might just check back in and see how they're going. Mark Lay now on the front, the dominating clown here tonight. He might be the apprentice clown, but he's the leading clown car in this one, ahead of the Wildlife Warrior in Ryan Chenoweth.
Yeah, absolutely, Alex. And just behind Chenoweth is Luke Whitten, who has gone up 6 positions from where he started. He started dead last. He's now in 10th. And he's also captured the fastest lap now off of our 2 leaders with a 1:41.695, Alex.
Yep, there you go. And I tell you what, doesn't pay to be the lead driver in terms of quality here in team as far as team go. We've already seen Sorosky go turn 1, leaving Mark Lay to lead the way for the Clowns. And we saw Witten and his teammate Sabanal have an unfortunate coming together on lap 1 as well. And now it's Luke Witten, who started dead last, making the move on Mark Lay, who just got taken by Chenoweth as well. He got 2 for 1 up the run up the hilltop straight into Knickerbrook. And what do you do about that though, Corey? 2 for 1 on the back straight.
Yeah, absolutely, Alex. It's hard to defend something like that, as once again the battle between McBurney and Johansson's starting to pop off. And Johansson's actually lost out on a couple spots here, as here comes Sam Devantia around his outside in Lodge. Devantia almost making contact with McBurney, and Johansson was able to get back up on his inside and back in behind McBurney. Great attempt there from Devantia to try and make another 2 for 1. Devantia, of course, I made light of him being like John Farnham, retiring that many times from Skippy Racing, but he's come back with a vengeance this week, put in a lot of time, got some good pace. Right up there with the best of them from a young Devantia this week. Great to see him back in after an hiatus from, being right up the top of the tree in previous seasons. As we jump back to check in on our leaders, it is Team Torpedoes. Tim Hendrickson leading the way, the Flying Dutchman ahead of Christian Perez for Astro Racing Team. Haven't seen too much. Mark Lay's gone around.
Oh, Mark Lay's gone. All right, let's go check out what happened there. All right, coming down into the shell hairpin. And just, up the inside. No, beg your pardons there. I think that was Osbeck. Wow, I want to take another look at that. I want to take a look at the, if I can. Oh, wow. That's rough. Comes back on. I don't know what to make of that one, Corey. I don't know if that was on or not. What do you reckon?
Oh, it's definitely one of those line ball calls, Alex. It's going to be hard to try and decipher it. But while we're busy looking at replays, there's been a change to the lead, Alex, as Christian Perez has now overtaken Tim Hendrickson. Yeah,
I've just spotted that as well. He had a couple of cracks at it too. I might go and see. They were going at it throughout the final sector there. I might just go back and have a look. Yeah, final sector up through the approach to Druids, side by side. Not uncommon here. In fact, it's not uncommon to see multiples, Noah's Ark style, as they say. Perez cuts back to defend into Lodge. Hendrickson squeezes him. They both move outside to take the better line, and underneath, a little bit of net code, ran him out of road, almost, you might say. But that's the move done there. And that's how the lead changed hands. It was always going to, side by side, they're going to go on the straight, hips and shoulders everywhere. No beg your pardons given, no love lost between these two from seasons past into the Knickerbrook now. How are they going to manage this? Hendrickson seeds, will he come back underneath him? No, he won't. Lap 8 is all it took. Lap 7 it started, Corey. It only took 7 laps for him to go. Now we're going to go side by side again through Druids once again. 4th gear, 3rd if you need it, side by side. Runs him over to the outside. No chance of cutting back now. This time Hendrickson will break deeper into Lodge. Although the deep braking of... he can't run him off the road like that. He brakes so deep. I was expecting Hendrickson to brake much deeper there, but Perez braked very, very deep on the inside there, and it pushes him wide, and Hendrickson is not going to stand for that, I don't think. Wonder if we see a bit of Morse code on the rear of the Skippy in front there, Corey.
Oh, we very well might, Alex, as it's definitely starting to get into the area of where things start getting a little bit, how's it going? But something else that I've noticed, Alex, is that the 3rd pack is starting to catch up to our 2nd pack, which still has a raging battle going on at the front of it.
Osbeck up the inside of the Cascades again. Jeepers. He's just going where angels fear to tread, and I don't know if they'll catch anyone with that sort of stuff going on. but Devanti's been shuffled back. Another change for the lead on the exit, a Shell. Up the back hilltop straight. They're going to go side by side the whole way. And, of course, the side draft here quite strong in these cars. And no one's going forward, no one's going backwards, no beg your pardons. Hendrickson seems to be perpetually on the outside of these corners and these exchanges. He's going to hold it. Yeah, look, see, that's interesting because he left the space there for Perez to fill around Knickerbrook, but he doesn't seem to do it on the last corner. And nor, it's interesting because it's often where the race is won and lost through that last corner, and the guy on the outside can actually get it done. Look how clean they are side by side through there. A little bit of netco perhaps, but you can see the space visually. Now, what's going to happen this time round through Lodge? They're going to go deep into the braking zone. Hendrickson deeper this time, well in front. Now, no chance that he's going to get run off. Oh, I tell you what, didn't leave him too much, but didn't run him off the road at the same time. Better time, that better run that time through as this second pack still charging hard and fast as well, Corey.
Yeah, that's right, Alex. The battle between our two leaders right now is definitely one of those Titanic kind of battles, as still up on Perez's gearbox is Hendrickson, and he's going to look to the outside for the Cascades. Not a move that you would usually see getting pulled off, and they're both off the track into the grass.
Mate, I don't know if there was net code or what there, but there was certainly no room left on the outside there for either of them. Let's face it. Wow, what did you make of that?
I mean, that's actually one of the dangers of that corner there, Alex.
Yeah.
You carry so much speed through the Cascades that, you know, the car, whether you want it to or not, is going to drift out to the outside. So Hendrickson probably shouldn't have gone for the move there, but I can commend them both for getting back on track without binning each other.
Mate, I'd do it on the last lap, but I don't know if I'd do it on lap 10. Although the laps are starting to wind down. Don't tell me it's over yet, as Witten now makes another move. He's got to defend from Osbeck now. He showed the nose through Shell once again. Not going to make too many friends doing that, but this time he's got Chenoweth on his radar in front of him. Luke Witten up 7 positions, the biggest mover and shaker in this field. As out the back I just saw Steenbrugge and Philippides. Devantier and Bertie changing paces. Look at this, is what we come to expect here at this track. 2x2 they go through the Druids there once again. Look, there's just action everywhere. I don't know where to look as Johansson tries to drop the Doggo-mobile on the outside. See, that's how it gets done. Everyone's got some black stuff to drive on. And Frattini now coming to attack Johansson into turn 1. Is he? No, he gets it. Johansson in turn shows the nose. And you're right, these two packs are going to become one. There's no more pockets of excitement. It's just all excitement. Oh, no pockets, just all excitement.
Yeah, absolutely, Alex. And one thing that I saw, because I stayed with our leaders when you started going back through the pack, there was a little bit of contact as well between our two leaders through Knickerbrook. So this battle for the lead certainly becoming quite a bit frosty as side by side they go through Island Bend.
How did he hang on to that?
Oh, it's so close, Alex. These guys are going to be fighting absolute tooth and nail for the rest of this race, I reckon, and I think it's going to end in disaster for the both of them.
It might, but how is the control? The catch there from Perez, not only the catch when the rear clipped the grass, 9 out of 10 drivers are in the wall on the back of that. Not only did he catch it, but he held onto it and didn't lose any time. Look at them side by side through Knickerbrook. This time, Hendrickson's going to try the over-under. And it forces Perez to go deep on the exit. Didn't get it done. What's his second pack doing? Are they all in one? Yeah, they're all in one. There's about 30,000 cars coming up into Druids for the last few laps. Look at it. This is Skippy Racing. This is Skippy Racing through Druids at Oulton Park. This is how it's done, folks. 5,580 strength of field. The leaders going side by side, tapping each other left. Oh, he's giving him a nudge in the rear, Hendrickson. Into the back of Perez, no big pardons. This second pack going nuts. It's all happening here, Corey.
There's so much action, it's hard to tell where to look, Alex. The leaders are having an epic battle, and this second pack now is battling everywhere.
You called it, mate. You called it. They're coming back on the track in front of the second pack, and they're going to keep going. They've blown the whole lead. Forget the pockets. They're all together now. Johansson's going to throw it at Perez. He's going to throw it right up the inside of the Purple Astro Racing team. What's got left to happen in these last 2.5 laps, Corey?
Well, Alex, we still haven't had a 10-car pile-up for a long time, so maybe that one's on
Don't
the
do that
books.
to us, mate. Jesus.
But the racing has been absolutely incredible. Action-filled start to finish so far, and we still got 2.5 laps left, so these guys still have so much racing left to do in this little race, Alex.
Oh, mate, I feel like I've gone off early. There's still, as you say, there's so much left to do. But this is what the racing's been like here this week. I've got to tell you, though, we're 12 laps in, or 11 and a half. We're on the 12th lap, I should say. We've got a 12-car pack, 12 out of 16 cars in the lead pack. Hendrickson, he's now got, what's he got? About a half a second gap. Johansson is pushing that doggo mobile. He's pedaling it harder than ever to try and get past Perez, who's desperately trying to hang on to his hopes of a win and wondering whether they got damage. And look at them all chasing as they jump over the little rise at the exit of Druids. And in this pack, you got some of the hardest races you'll ever see. Hendrickson, Perez, Johansson, McBurney, Frattini, Birdie, Devantia, Witten now. He's up 8 spots as Philippides gets shuffled back a couple to the rear of this one. He's down in 10th ahead of Chenoweth now in 11th. And Gardner in 12th. All the point scorers for Sunday Night Lights in the one pack with 2 to go, Corey.
You know, I think Marty says it pretty perfectly here, Alex. Instead of pockets of excitement, we've just got one giant pocket right now, as it's hard to contain these guys, but they're trying so desperately. As you said, 2 laps to go. This is where all of the desperate moves are going to start being made. It's no longer trying to size up the opportunity. It's all about trying to make the opportunity stick where you can. So these guys are going to start throwing some moves where we don't think there should be moves made. But it's about to get really exciting now, Alex.
Mate, Sunday Night Lights, all the deep pockets you could ever want. Deep pockets, deep pools of talent. These guys are smashing it out there. 41.5, the fastest lap of the race from Dennis Johansson last time round. We can't talk about full draft. Here we go, side by side. This time the roles reversed. No. It's Johansson really sizing up the Astro Racing team in front of him. Moves to the outside. Oh, there you go. There's no gap there. I'll make one, says Perez up the inside. Oh, they've touched again. This is going to end in tears. You said a 10-car pile-up. The 2 at the front are making that absolutely a potential reality. What have they got for us now? Into the fire. Oh, Johansson says 3 wide. Thank you very much. I'll do that. I'll take that. And they get it done. There's 3 wide on the exit as well. Look at this stuff. Unbelievable racing here. 2x2, 3x3. White flag comes out. Surrender, no thank you. I want more of this as they come 2x2 into turn 1 for the final lap. Hey, where's Witten come from? Witten's up to P5 at the start of the last lap. He's gone up 11 positions in a 5,500 soft. Unbelievable stuff. Didn't set a quali time. Come out and tore the field up, Corey.
Absolutely, Alex. This has been one of the most incredible drives from Luke Witten we've seen in recent history. And DJ right now is leading the way as we come up to the island bend. This is where we're probably going to see a little bit of drama right down into Shell Corner.
Oh, those 2 are gone. You could pick it coming.
Perez and Tim.
You could pick that coming last week. As the front row, oh, they've just re-entered in the middle of the trailing pack. Dennis Johansson has come back through. He is leading this one ahead of Tim Bertie, who's never done an SNL race in his life, comes back from the biggest hiatus ever. Luke Witten now sitting in a podium position. He's gone past Bertie on the outside into Knickerbrook. Will he get it done? Yes, he will. Luke Witten from the rear of the field, up 14 positions, now going to challenge for the race win, Corey.
Absolutely, Alex. This is crazy. And I just saw in Knickerbrook as well, Sam Devantia went off track, but he's still managing to hold on to a 6th place as we come through Druids for the final time. Will we see a last corner pass here from Luke Witten? Only time will tell as we come up to the penultimate corner, Lodge. And what has Luke Witten got here, Alex?
Oh, he's got 2nd place is what he's got. As deep in the field, they get running through 2x2 everywhere. Unbelievable race. Dennis Johansson in the Doggermobile pedals his Skippy to the win. Luke Witten. Unbelievable. And I'll tell you what, the fireworks and the feud has started. Hendrickson and Perez. Wow, wonderful. We'll see what happens for the remainder of this season. unbelievable. Short of Benny Simonson at Mosport, Canadian Tire Mosport, who drove last to first. That is the best result I have seen. Luke Whitten did not set a quali time, Corey, and then he drove through the field, took his chances and his opportunities, and finished second. Unbelievable drive there. Someone get a hold of Luke. If you're listening and you're in the server, get a hold of Luke. I want to talk to him. Get him in the interview room, please. Anyway, while we're waiting for that, let's go check out the, not the race info. I want to see the race results, please. Far out. Dennis Johansson comes through with a massive Sunday Night Lights victory for the opening round of season 30 at Oulton Park. Unbelievable drive to get it back there after taking out Swarovski in the first corner. He hung on and fought through it and took advantage of what lay before him. Luke Whitten, best second, like I said, second only to Simonson in terms of driving through the field. Finished second here tonight. Oh, the other one, Rodriguez did it once as well. But yeah, in the top 3 drives of all time in that sort of perspective and that sort of company. Tim Bertie, what a return to the skips and a debut on Sunday Night Lights here, grabbing a podium in P3. Brett McBurney got shuffled a little bit, but if I'm not mistaken, no, he's up a couple of positions. I thought he might have finished where he started, but no, he started on the 3rd row, but as finishes as the second ANZ driver behind Whitten. Then we got Dario Frattini for FPM Cube Controls, who's rounded out your top 5. The Cowboy on return to Sunday Night Lights, down 1 spot, finishes in 6th. With Dimitri Philippides, who's come from nowhere. He was like about 11th or 10th with a lap to go, and he's run up to 7th. Made a few on the last time round. Ryan Chenoweth up a couple. Good reward for his work this week and in the past few weeks for Goose Juice Racing, finishing in 8th. Tim Hendrickson managed to recover. He's down there in 9th position, just ahead of Neil Gardner, who's up 3 to finish inside the top 10. Christian Perez dropped well down the order after that final lap incident. Those two, I don't know. I think we all saw what was going on there. They were, no beg pardons there, and those two finished down the order as a result. P11 there for Christian Perez. Joachim Osbeck, who may have lost a few Christmas cards out of that one, but he's down there in P12, rounding out your Sunday Night Lights points. Mark Lay, it still remained the leading clown car, down there in 13th, just ahead of Alex Steenbruggen, who we saw have a spin through turn 1. He's down there in 14th. Donald Sabinal came off second best to that stellar run from Luke Whitten. I'm sure there'll be some conversations across the garage in the Team Milo pits. He's down there in 15th, just ahead of Vasco Swarovski, who was unable to recover from that lap 1, turn 1 incident. He finally got his quali right, Corey, in the big one, and then it all came a cropper for him, mate.
Yeah, absolutely, Alex. I feel so bad for Vasco. And I've just been reading and listening to what the drivers had to say, and Dennis just got caught out with the slow pace going into turn 1, and that's how that contact happened. He did attempt to apologise. I don't think Vasco is looking at that right now, but still, what a race from Luke Whitten. Plus 14 for the race and a 55.80 strength of field, and the fastest lap of a race, a 1:49.55. Absolutely incredible, Alex. And this will probably be one that we're going to be talking about all season.
Mate, that was a brilliant drive. And really pleased for him too. He got a podium at Bathurst, which, local boy and all that. We all grow an extra leg at Bathurst. But, this ain't Bathurst. And he's pulled off just an absolutely sensational drive. Always had the pace. I've said it often before. He's the only ANZ winner of a 2K Cup race. And you see, this is turn 1. He's at the first lap of the race. He's last. He started last, exited turn 1 last, and yet he comes home second. Great drive. Anyway, we've got some interviews to have. Let's get our first one in. It is, of course, the Cowboy. Mr. Sam Devantia, welcome back. I've called you the Johnny Farnham of Skippy Racing. You had more retirements than Johnny Farnham, eh? And he's back with us, though, but he's come back. P6, mate, you were right up there, and then, mate, the action all unfolded ahead of you.
I mean, it happened in lap 1 with DJ, but I feel bad for Vasco. That's all I gotta say. Because lap 1 turn 1 gets taken out, but oh well. You win some, you lose some.
Yeah, that's it, mate. It wasn't the best moment, but there were some very aggressive moments out there. That so much so that the 3 packs became one, and we had 12 all together in one big pack for the final couple of laps, mate. We've seen big pack racing here this week, but certainly none bigger than that, surely, at the closing stages of the race.
I can tell you there were a lot of interesting comments on radio with ordering food. Let's put it that way, because everyone was bored with the two at the front battling, attacking each other. But yeah, it was fun. But try again next week at Red Orlando.
Yeah.
It's Christmas. I forgot.
Yeah, we might have the week off next week, I think, given it's Christmas. And I reckon half the field in Europe will be having their Christmas lunches or getting ready for it, at least when we do this dance. But we should hopefully be back the week after, depending on how New Year's goes. But, mate, well done. Good to see you back in there. Hopefully a full season tilt this time round, and some good results will come your way. But before we let you go, mate, anyone in the Speedy Snails universe you'd like to give a shout out to?
Just my crew as always. Haven't seen them in a while, but yeah, those guys and you guys obviously last minute doing this broadcast since you changed your plans, which was good. And yeah, happy Merry Christmas.
Beautiful. Thanks, Sam. Great to talk to you, mate. Great to see you back out there. Have a couple of races with you this week. And good to see the pace is still there as well, mate. I think give it a couple of weeks and you'll be right up there at the pointy end once again. Mind you, P6 not bad, and a 5,500 strength of field either, mate. So congratulations on the drive here tonight. Look forward to seeing you again in the coming weeks.
Yep. See you guys. Bye-bye.
There you go, Corey Sandavantia, the cowboy himself. He did a solid performance, is how I would describe that. He was up there and thereabouts in the race. He's been there and thereabouts all week. His pace has been outstanding, and it's just a matter of harnessing the opportunities. And I think probably getting more accustomed or reaccustomed to some of the elbows out stuff that happens here on a Sunday night, yeah?
Yeah, absolutely, Alex. With this being the strongest strength of field of the week, 9 times out of 10, it can get pretty physical out there for some of the cars, some of the drivers, and if you take any time off at all, then it can take a long time to get reacquainted with it. So hopefully Sam takes to it like a duck to water, and we see him battling for podiums once more, although he was in the conversation for a lot of it after they got caught up to the front pack. So it's going to be interesting to see how the season's going to progress for Sam, especially if we do start seeing him every week like we used to.
Yeah, absolutely, mate. All right, Pokes, prepare for it. Here it comes. We're going to bring him in and caution him to be a little bit careful, Mr. Tim Hendrickson. I thought you guys were away with it there, and then it all unraveled as it unfolded towards the end there, mate. How you going?
I want to start with a question, really. Was I blinking or dropping out of vision in that race?
I did not notice you blinking. That's not to say you weren't, mate. We weren't on you all the time, but I didn't notice any, no.
Okay, I mean, I must have been blinking for Christian, because every time I was alongside, he seemed to push me off the track. Hey ho, I mean, we survived an SNL. It should have been a good one for the broadcast, at least.
Mate, you guys were off to the races, you were gone, and then the battling started. Lap 8 was a bit early for it to start, but that's when it did. And what you did successfully do, though, between you, besides putting on amazing action between yourselves, brought everyone back together, and then it just crescendoed up into something fantastic at the end, top to tail, mate. But listen, congratulations on the pace you've had this week, and for the last few, you missed out only through equipment failure on the whole season last time round too. More wins than anyone else, and you're on your way at Zandvoort before the wheel packed it in. But hopefully this season we'll see, better results for you. But
We'll see.
Yeah, we'll see, mate. The pace is there. It's just, I don't know, a bit of luck, a bit of things going your way. No wheel failures. Maybe Santa's got something in his stocking for you, right?
We'll see. We'll see. Probably not. Santa already got me exactly the same wheel this year, so I can't complain.
How does that work?
Well, the old one failed, so I had to get something new, and all the good wheels are expensive, so I just got the same but new.
Righto. So fair enough. Well, mate, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. So, look, great to see you back out there, mate, regularly in the skips. Hopefully, we'll see a bit more of it. Anyone you'd like to do a shout out to tonight, mate?
My team, of course, and Jake and Ant, who are watching the stream right now. So, hey guys, bit sad that Ant didn't join us, even though he promised me he would. But I reckon we're going to see some more Team Torpedo this season. I hope, at least.
Well, mate, yeah, come on, Ant, get out there. You got the pace to burn, mate. Get out there and get amongst it. If he tossed in a bit of luck too, I reckon he'd be right up there with you too. So, very underrated driver, Mr. Jones, and look forward to seeing him out there. Along with yourself, a bit more torpedo never hurt, right? Good to see you, Tim.
Exactly.
Hope to talk to you again soon, mate.
See yous.
Yeah, Corey, that was Team Torpedo's Tim Hendrickson, the blue and orange torpedo, coming off a little bit sore and sorry for himself after that night's racing.
Normally he comes in, he's completely bubbly and happy, but you can definitely tell he was not quite happy with the way that race was run. And, honestly, I don't blame him with how much contact there was between the two. But hopefully, when we come back to the broadcasting side of things in a couple of weeks, he can bounce back bigger and better than ever. Yeah,
look, it goes both ways sometimes. Tonight I thought, Christian probably ran a little bit aggressive in places. Tim didn't back out. He blacked out a couple of places. He didn't in others. Hopefully we can sort of get back to the racing side of things sooner rather than later, because they got the skill to burn. They got the pace to burn. They just, if they just keep it all together, the product and the racing speaks for itself. Hopefully they can work that out, because I've seen them race really well together, actually. So I'm hoping that's what we see in the weeks coming for the remainder of the season, because that's honestly, the show is never better than when we see folks like that going at it. Now, we've got one of our, and I'm going to put the other one on the screen. We got the Team Milo boss man here to represent.
I'm not supposed to be here.
Hey, but you're sitting in the green room. I'm assuming you ran the second split, mate. Did you dominate?
No, I didn't. There was absolute chaos, and I ended up finishing ninth.
Nice. Oh, I thought you must be representing Luke, because Luke, mate, just had the drive of the season, and as the Team Milo boss man, I thought you must be here to represent.
I have no idea what happened in the top split yet. So if we've won, GG Luke. Yeah.
No,
Go Team Luke.
Mate, he nearly did the last to first. He got last to second, but amazing
nice.
drive. Yeah, amazing drive. But anyway, mate, look, hopefully we'll see you back in the top split sooner rather than later. And
I hope so too.
Yeah, mate, look forward to seeing you then.
Yep. So yeah, I'll do a proper interview when I win the top split. So,
yeah, nice.
Cheers. Yeah.
All right, mate. See ya. I don't know why he was in there if he didn't want to have a chat. Anyway. All right, Corey, that might just about do us. Amazing opener for the season. Free track here this week. The racing, and without exaggeration, the racing has been fair income like this throughout the week. I was watching some races here this morning, our time. The Europeans were out in force, and it was just side by side everywhere. This track, it looks relatively unassuming, but you can see through some of the amazing corners, the elevation change, everything, plus the nature of the way the skips run here. This has been, fantastic all week, and no better than here tonight. Some of the action we saw here was absolutely representative of what this category is all about as we begin season 30, another season of SNL. What more could you ask for, Corey? Now, tell the folks at home what you got coming up this week.
So this week is a bit of a quiet week. Just the Output Racing League's Winter Series, which I'm participating in on the Wednesday. And then on the Friday, they've also got a little road series going on with GT4s and TCRs, which is a little bit of fun as well. And then it's just, the rest of it's just all a nice, relaxing week, Alex. And then Boxing Day really ramps up for me. You guys can catch any action that I am filming from Speedway on the 26th, 27th, 28th, the 30th, and the 2nd of January, as I'll be bouncing between Pinjar Park Raceway and the Perth Motorplex for a bit of a busy week as far as my filming over there is concerned, Alex.
Yeah, beautiful. All right, folks. For us, though, thank you everyone for joining us. Make sure you check this replay and all the other 29 and a bit seasons now over the Top Split YouTube channel. And, of course, we'll be here back on Twitch each and every Sunday night, except for next week because it's Christmas. Top Split TV on Twitch. Come and check us out. Thank you to everyone who likes, subscribes, thumbs up, all those things at all those different places. Really helps us a lot. As does joining us in the Discord community, which is where we keep the scores and the updates and everything going. Any questions you got, how to get your name in the overlays and all those things, that happens over there in the Discord channel as well. All right, folks, thank you very much for joining us. It's been great to have you back. Great to be back. And what a night of racing. Thank you all. And on behalf of the Chaotic One, Corey Steinhauser, I'm Alex McKellar. And until next time, I will say ciao for now.